Hello, Tiger fans. This is Mark Fitzpatrick of Tiger Kevin Kansas City. It is Tuesday, February 24th at the Westport Flea Market. Our guest today, Blair Kerkhoff, pinch hitting, I might say, for Vahe Gregorian, who is stuck in Puerto Vallarta with the things going on down there. Blair, it's like having George Brett pinch hit, have you come. So thank you so much.
Well, great to be here, and I know you share with me our thoughts for Vahe and Cindy Gregorian that are it seems like if you had to get stuck in someplace, you'd love to get stuck in Puerto Vallarta, but not under these circumstances.
Yeah, it's very nice. So anyway, Blair, you cover about everything. One thing I want to talk about, Missouri Tigers tonight, big game against Tennessee. Is this an NCAA team in your
I think it is. I don't think they have to win, and I still think Missouri's an NCAA tournament team. They're not favored to beat the Vols. Vols are really good. One of the top two or three teams in the SEC, I think. But Missouri's played that way at times this year, like they're the top two or three teams in the SEC, winning at A&M, and I know it was a harrowing win over Vanderbilt at home. But they've got some good wins. Florida and Kentucky earlier in the year, they've got some quality wins. I think Missouri has played its way onto the bracket, and the only way they play themselves off the bracket is with 4 regular season games remaining, if they have a losing record in those games. I think if they have a winning record, they're still going to be okay.
Turning to Missouri football, we talked today about the transfer portal, the changes. Roughly, Missouri has 40 returning players, 52 new ones. It's hard to judge. How's this team going to be this year?
I used to write preview magazine stories about teams in the Big 12 when Missouri was back in the Big 12, and I can remember we had to write those in February and March, and it was so easy because you knew everybody coming back, and the seniors that were gone, and then the freshmen coming in. You'd get a coach's comment about that. Well, now you have no idea. It's so hard to get a gauge on how a team is going to be. You kind of look at, is the coach back? Is the quarterback back? Well, in both cases, the coach is back, and the quarterback who finished last season, Zollers is back.
Right.
But it was such a limited, audition for him as a starter. You just don't know how it's going to be. I'm as curious about how Missouri football is going to be this year as anybody.
You host the Sports Beat KC podcast every week. It's very good. This week we'll talk about the NFL Combine. What do the Chiefs need to go for?
I think they go to the NFL Combine in a different place than they have in the Andy Reid era because they're drafting as high as they are. They're going to draft number 9 or have the 9th overall pick in the NFL draft. And in subsequent rounds, we'll be drafting earlier rather than what we're used to, 30, 31, 32, based on their success in the regular season because they had such a poor regular season, they get to draft high. So they're their scouting prospects, and they're going to get a chance to interview and to watch in action people like Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, and Reuben Bain Jr., the defensive lineman from Miami, players who in other years of that quality wouldn't be available to the Chiefs where they draft, could be available to the Chiefs now. So this is a big NFL Combine for the Chiefs, and this is also a place where you get to talk to other teams and other general managers, see what's going on in the NFL. It's always good stuff. I recommend following it in the Star and other media outlets.
In the last month, we've had come to speak to us J.J. Piccolo and Matt Quattrero, and a feeling of general optimism about the Royals this season. Talk about that, and also what do we know about the stadium?
Yeah, the Royals, I kind of like that they felt disappointed with having a winning season last year. They were 82-80 and were disappointed that they didn't make the playoffs. There have been times in the Royals' history, especially in the 21st century, we might have had a parade for an 82-80 season. But this was disappointing. I like that that's going to fuel players like Bobby Witt and Salvador Perez and Michael Garcia and Vinny Pasquantino. And I kind of like where they are. It looks like their pitching is round. They're going to have good starting pitching. I like that Estevez and Urseg are back in the bullpen to close things down. I think there's just a good feeling about this team and where it is. Everybody says something like that in spring training. But I think the Royals have genuine reason to feel optimistic about this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of weeks we found out where the Royals' new home is going to be. I believe it's going to be somewhere in downtown Kansas City. And I believe Washington Square Park, if I had to put a percentage chance on the candidates, I think that would have the highest percentage chance of that being the Royals' new home, a stadium at Washington Square Park.
Last question. You've been on the beat here for 4 decades. We have the World Cup coming up. Have we ever seen anything like this to come to Kansas City?
We will never have seen anything like this. It's going to be the biggest sports, not just sports, the biggest party that Kansas City's ever seen. Fan festival alone, up at the World War I Museum and Memorial, will have up to 25,000 a day on the days that it's open in June and July. No, to have not only the 6 games that are scheduled to be played at Arrowhead, to have Argentina, the Netherlands, England, and Algeria use this region as base camps where all their fans are going to come and be with their team and be near their team. No, we've never seen anything quite. We've had AFC Championship games. We've had World Series games. We've had the Pro Bowl here once, the NFL. We've had big events. Nothing like this. This is going to be unbelievable.
You know it all. You cover it all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
So good to have you. Blair Kerkhoff, Kansas City Star. Don't forget he is on with Seren Petro on 810 every Thursday at 4 o'clock and also hosts that Sports Beat KC podcast. So put that on your subscribe list. Next week will be our final luncheon of this academic year, and our guest speaker will be former Tiger basketball player and college basketball analyst Kevin Puryear. So come on out to the flea market and check us out for our upcoming golf tournament June 29th at Loch Lloyd at kctigerclub.com.